Hey there guys, welcome back to the My Thoughts series. So today we're going to address something not quite as deep as last time. The first one was really hot and heavy, so I apologize for that. This one's going to be a little bit lighter, and I want to address what people consider to be the average life and why I think that's a load of shit. Specifically dealing with how you should get an education, I'm going to preface this entire statement with three things. One, I personally believe in the ideas of socialism. I believe that through a democratic socialism, society will achieve the best possible things. So keep that in mind. Like, I know already that alienates a couple of you. People are like, oh God, socialism is the devil, it's awful, and you are completely allowed to believe that. That is not a bad belief. If you want to have a conversation about it, awesome. Just know that's my personal belief. Take it for what it's worth. It's not worth anything except for that's what I believe. Number two, I do have a college degree. I do have a 4-year degree. I have a degree in physics from the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs. So also keep that in mind. So when I start talking about school, just know that I have gone through the process. So what I'm about to say might seem either more or less valid depending on how you see that. And third and finally, this is an opinion piece. This is not facts. I don't have an array of stuff that I've looked up. I'm literally sitting here talking to you guys with nothing else in hand. So keep those three things in mind when I go through this. All right. So everyone in my life circle, and a lot of people that I've talked to, feel pressured that in their early 20s, like I'm in my late 20s now, but the people who are in their early 20s, when they cross the threshold, they're like, I have to go to college, I have to get good grades, I have to do this, I have to do that, otherwise I won't be successful in life. Says fucking who? Yes, if you have a college degree, you are more likely to get a higher paying job. That's the only association. It's not that you're more likely to get a job, you're more likely to get a higher paying job. There are trades that are literally dying in America. And again, I'm reading this from semantic reports, not from statistics, so take it with a grain of salt. But there are trades that are dying in America because of lack of millennial or new generation interest. Obviously, things like the auto trade are going to be around for a long time because people enjoy that, but they are shrinking. People like machine trades. We don't only need doctors, lawyers, scientists. Those are very important. I'm not going to say we don't need them, but we also need trade jobs. And the two have to come as equal value in society. And I feel like that's something that's kind of missing, right? People have this high, oh my gosh, value if you have your master's or your PhD in a scientific field, and oh my gosh, it's all important. And as somebody who wants to be a scientist, yeah, I think it's really amazing. I think that's a very special thing. But that does not mean that somebody who has worked in a lumberyard for 20 years isn't just as important. Like, they might not find the cure for cancer, but they are a foundation of society just the same. So, and I know a lot of people go, well, that's how we value things in society, is through pay. So if you get paid more, therefore your value is higher. And I also think that's a load of shit, but there is some validity to that opinion. So I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. But at the end of the day, a trade job is no less important than any other job. So if you are passionate about a trade, don't feel obligated to get a degree that has nothing to do with your trade, if that makes any sense. In my opinion, not trying to put things out there as fact. This is a thought piece. If you love art, if you love music, if you love metalworking, if you love woodworking, I mean, there's more artistic and functional types of trades out there than I can even imagine or probably even know of. And not all of them have degrees. Sure, you can get a BA in art history. You might be able to get a BS in art history. I don't know. But at the same time, that's just a piece of paper. You learn a lot. You do. College is fantastic. I'm not trying to dissuade people who want to go to college from going to college. I'm just saying if college isn't your thing, that's not a bad thing, right? If you don't feel like the studious type, if you don't feel like reading a book about X, Y, or Z or being lectured about X, Y, or Z is nearly as helpful to you as doing it hands-on, that is a very, very valid opinion and a very valid way to want to study something. And I get really pissed off because of a lot of my friends who share a lot of my other beliefs do not share this one, that trade jobs are just as important as degree-seeking jobs. Engineers, physicists, chemists, biologists, social studies, type of stuff where you can actually get like a hard set degree that says your stuff for field X. And I know there are trade degrees too. I don't know much about them. I don't have one, so my apologies again. And again, this video isn't meant to alienate or insult anybody, so if I have alienated or insulted you by anything I've said so far, I do apologize. Like, it's not meant to be an abrasive statement. This is simply my thought that everyone in society has a place in society that makes them valid and worthwhile. Nobody is worthless. Nobody has no place in society. Nobody has nothing they can do. Simply by being a part of society means you have a value and that you can exercise that value. So don't get trapped in your own mind thinking that, oh, my parents both have doctorates, 10-year degrees, 12-year degrees, and I want to be a metal worker, therefore I am less of a person for that. Like, I have met people who have thought like that, and I find it very sad because, no, I don't care if your parents are multi-millionaire engineers like the metaphorical Bill Gates, both of them. That doesn't matter. You can still do what you want. Now, if the money is your goal, sure, you might not achieve as much financial security in that regard, but if you're happier, that's more important. Because I think that trade jobs should be able to be financially as secure as anything else as far as being able to put a roof over your head and food in your belly. There shouldn't be this bias between the two, because both are necessary in society, and they really are. So, that's just my opinion. And to boil it down to one thought, it's that college is important, trade is important, one is not more important than the other. And I fully believe that. That's just what I believe. I could be factually wrong. I fully admit that I could be factually wrong. One could be far more important than the other, and it could go either way. The arguments can be made that trade jobs are much more important because they are the foundation for society, and the argument can be made that college is far more important because it lays the future for society. But either way, I believe they are of equal importance. They are just very different life paths, and neither one is incorrect. So, if you aren't a college person, then the trade path is great. And if you aren't a trade person, then the college path is great. And neither one makes you better than anybody else. That's just my opinion. So, thank you guys for sticking around. This is just another one of my thoughts blogs, or vlogs, I guess, whatever. But thank you all very much for watching. Remember, through gaming and love, we can change the world. Slyfox out.